All right, well, let's get into this mystery beer. So we decided before we hit record that you were going to have me try to guess the style of beer, the ABV, alcohol by volume, which is kind of interesting with beer because there are some that are on the lower end of things, like a 4 or a 5%, and then there's some that are a little higher, maybe 6 or 7. So there is some variation.
Even higher than that sometimes too.
Oh yeah, depending on it. Like a barrel aged stout can get up in the 10s, 12s. So those two things, and then possibly the brewer, maybe with some help.
So we've done obviously at least 4 previous editions of the mystery beer, but I just figured we thought like it might be good to have some kind of criteria. Let's see if we can measure. Maybe we can keep track, or somebody out there can keep track for us how right or wrong the guesser is each week. So let's dive right into this. Let's open these up and give it a try. I'm very excited. Can't wait to try this beer. I've never had this beer before.
It is pretty hazy.
Ooh.
Coming out of the can.
All right, what are you noticing so far?
It is definitely a hazy IPA. I'm 99.9% confident in that.
Yeah. Well, what about the color? What do you see?
It's hazy. It's not very transparent. Not at all. Can't see through it.
Yeah.
It has a florally, citrusy, bomb type of scent.
I like
to
that bomb word. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a juice bomb of a beer. So it's very hoppy, very florally, and that's just the color and that scent leads me to believe it's a hazy IPA. Final answer.
Just a quick little cheesy reminder. If you are listening and you want to see what the beer looks like, we do put our episodes out on YouTube, and you can watch it on Spotify as well. So check that out. You're missing some stuff if you're not watching us too. But yeah, let's. You ready to give it a try?
Let's try it.
Oh, dude,
Skol. I almost forgot. I was
okay.
so ready.
It's okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Hazy IPA.
Okay. Yes.
It's interesting.
Correct.
It's interesting because I told you this before we hit record. I had 2 Surly Furiouses.
Ooh, that's a good beer
tonight, and this is not that. I can tell you that because that's not brewed in Iowa.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have that on the podcast. And 2, it's just a different vibe, but similar. Similar vibe.
I think this is more fruity than that Surly Furious IPA.
Yes, I would agree.
The Furious is fantastic. It's one of my favorites.
I would agree. I'm getting some notes of like pear or apple or something like that. I don't know. It's faint, but it's there.
Well, you nailed the hazy IPA. You got that.
Okay.
Any kind of guess on ABV?
So I looked at the Surly Furious can. Those were 6.7%. I feel like this is a little less than that. I'm going to say 6.5.
Oh, I don't know if anybody in the world could notice a 0.2% difference, but this one, is that your official guess? 6.5?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, again, just like nobody could really notice a 0.2% difference, I don't know how many people would notice a 0.7% difference. This clocks in at a nice even 6.0.
Okay. 6.0.
But still, hefty enough to let you know it's there, but also not one that you're concerned after 1 or 2.
I was correct that it was on the lighter end, though.
All right.
Brewer.
This is where you can ask some like guess who type questions.
Radius from where we live, is it greater than 50 miles, less than 50 miles?
That's a really good question because I do not know exactly where the city. I know the city, but I don't know where that is in relation to us. I can tell you it is not a local brewer.
Okay, so it's not.
If I had to guess more or less than 50 miles, I'd say more, but that's not fair to you because I couldn't point on the map the general area of where this is.
Okay. So it's from farther away. Some notable name. Is it a big name Iowa brewery, or is it one of the smaller?
For us, it's recognizable. If you're outside of an Iowa resident, I don't know. You're kind of hit or miss on if you've heard of this. We have had one of their beers on our show in the past.
1. Let's look at the list then.
And it's been a minute since we've had one of theirs. May have been pre-Skull Cave recording studio.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe.
Pretty recognizable name. Maybe.
I would say you would say
know.
yes, it's recognizable. If you're a listener from Minnesota or outside of Iowa, maybe not. I don't know.
Did we have this beer the last time we had this brewery? Was there a guest on our show?
I don't believe so.
No? Okay. I'm going to go with Peace Tree.
Ooh, you are 100% right. And it was after we moved to the Skull Cave, so this may have been on camera as well.
There you go.
And no guest for that one. The episode before this one, we did have Dustin Baker.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Peace Tree out of Knoxville, Iowa. Do you know where Knoxville is?
I don't know off the top of my head.
We should know. Sorry, Peace Tree. Let us know where you are.
We'll look it up quick.
Yeah.
Knoxville.
But yeah, you were the last one to bring the Peace Tree beer back in December, and you brought us the Red Rambler, which of course you did.
Of course I did.
A red or an amber or anything like that. That's all Evan.
It's south and east of Des Moines, probably about 45 minutes to an hour.
All right.
It's pretty close to Pella.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
Sweet.
it's kind of south central Iowa.
Yeah, and I would have gotten that wrong. I don't know where I would have guessed.
I thought maybe it was a little closer to Iowa City, but
All right, any guesses on the name? And this is difficult because if you're not a regular...
It's Peace Tree's Hazy IPA. I don't know the name off the top of my head.
All right, let's crack them open because you nailed it. I'd say you're close enough to getting all three.
Get a little hazy.
Oh, I crushed my can. So yeah, we are having the Peace Tree Brewing Company Get a Little Hazy India Pale Ale. It's their 6% India Pale Ale, their IPA. And since it is the first time I'm trying this, I can say it's delicious. I like this one a lot. Obviously, for me, it's a home run, and it's the style of beer I love the most. It's the type that I love the most. It's delicious.
Juicy, citrus-forward IPA that's silky smooth without the bitterness. I would agree with that.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That's a spot-on description that they've got on their can.
Yeah. The Furious that I had a little while ago, just a little more in your face, a little more intense.
Yeah, a little bolder.
Yeah, and I like both. Mm-hmm. So this is a good way to end Memorial Day weekend. I like it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good one. Glad you like it. So we'll give a better review after we've had a couple more, but yeah, let's dive in.
Skol.
So
I'm gonna grab a couple. Well, what'd you think of the Get a Little Hazy from Peace Tree?
I would love to get a little more hazies from Peace Tree because this beer is fantastic.
I agree. This is very easy drinking, smooth, not as intense as the Surly Furious that I had for dinner earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a good beer in its own right, a very notable Minnesota beer, in fact. But
oh, yeah, absolutely. Surly is a massive Minnesota brewery.
But this is great, and I would definitely recommend, especially if you're in the hazy IPA kind of category. If that's your beer, check out Peace Tree.
Absolutely.
And get a little hazy in your fridge. It's a good one.
Peace Tree, if you are listening, I'm going to Mexico within a month. If there's any way that we could work out some way for me to bring a 6-pack of this down to Mexico, obviously I could go to the store and get it myself, but I don't know how it works.
Fly that
I don't know how it works with flying. I'm going to Google it. I was thinking about it today because we're going to record an episode while I'm down there. I can think of nothing more that I'd like to sit in the sand with. I'm not a huge reader, but on the beach I would read with a book and a glass of Get a Little Hazy. Like, this seems like the perfect beach beer. I would love that. Maybe I'll have to try to sneak some beer.
Just sneak it in your suitcase. Wrap it in some socks and underwear or something. You'll get through security. It'll be fine.
I would hate to be imprisoned in Mexican jail for or fined $1 trillion pesos.
That's just when you plead your case. Listen, I'm on an Iowa beer only podcast.
I had to stay true to the podcast. But yes, this beer is fantastic. I would love to. This is entering the rotation for sure. I like it.
It's a good one. If you end up in Mexico though, and all you've got is like a Corona or a Modelo, and I have to drink the Iowa beer, fine.
So I did kind of think about this too.
Make it happen.
We are an Iowa beer podcast. We have never defined tequila or rum or, I mean, really, if you want to get down to it, soda. But let's be real here. We've never defined other alcoholic beverages or substances. So I think maybe I'll just have to put my foot down and say, you know what? I can't do a beer. I'm not going to do a Modelo or anything. I'll have to just do a margarita, you know?
I wouldn't fault you. I like a good Corona. I like a good Modelo.
Yeah.
They're good beers. And to be fair, if you're out there listening, we don't only drink Iowa beer all the time. We like Iowa beer and we celebrate Iowa beer, and that's why we only drink it here at this desk on this show.
And we'll only ever drink Iowa beer on this show.
That's the commitment
we made. But you did
just
say, and I agreed, the Surly Furious, that's a fantastic beer.
Love that beer.
It's
a good one.
Dude, I'm going to do it. And I've done it before on this show. New Glarus, their Moon Man, it might be a perfect beer. And I know it's a Scotty beer. But darn it, it's good.
I would take a Spotted Cow any day of the week.
It's good stuff. So I'm sorry if we
I like Moon Man too, but Spotted Cow is my thing.
Moon Man might be my favorite. It's in my top 5 easily. Yeah,
it's a good one. Someday we should do our top 5 all-time beers.
Well, man, as far as Iowa beers are going, this Get a Little Hazy is making a case right now.
It's a good one.
So
very good one.
Yeah, thanks, Peace Tree. Yeah,
we're getting down to the end of it.
Yeah, we got enough for one more Skol.
Yeah.
All right, it's been a good episode.
Agreed.
I've had fun.
Agreed. And we've mentioned it a few times, I think, already in the episode, but come follow us. YouTube, Spotify. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we're pretty much everywhere. If you just give us a Google, we've even got a website out there. So come on and check us out. And we'd love a follow wherever you like to engage with this type of content, and we'll follow you back. And if you drop us a comment, we'll comment back.
Absolutely.
We're doing our best to stay interactive and support the Iowa beer community and support our favorite team, the Vikings. And
if you like merch, I mean, Evan's repping our t-shirt right now. You can get a couple of different colors.
That's right.
We got a nice little flag below us. This helmet on our desk, that's a custom-made deal. But if you want it bad enough, let us know. Send an email to theskolhop@gmail.com.
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
We've got a price. Yep. We've got a number for this guy right here.
We got it all. So if you like us, let us know. If you hate us, let us know. And if you want some merch, let us know.
Yeah. We have an extra t-shirt, and we've got a few other things. We've got some stickers on hand. So
a giveaway will be happening. It's just we need to figure it out.
Yeah.
We've got a business meeting coming up. We'll figure that out.
We will.
All right, man. Best episode yet.
Skol.
Skol.
That's a good one. Hey Vikings fans, Evan here from the Skol Hop, and we just wanted to say thank you again so much for listening to the Skol Hop, and we also wanted to take one more opportunity to let you know that this episode of the Skol Hop has been brought to you by Big Top Ventures. If you're considering taking an all-inclusive trip to either Mexico or Jamaica, reach out to our friends at Big Top Ventures at bigtopventuresllc@gmail.com. Once again, that's bigtopventuresllc@gmail.com. You can get the lowest rate possible on several all-inclusive resorts throughout the region. Big Top Ventures. Step right up to your next big adventure. And thanks again for listening to the Skol Hop. Skol.